political domination and economic disregard. They were successful in creating a nation now called Bangladesh. Punjab.
Punjab was one of the highly disputed areas during the time of the partition. The former Raj province of Punjab was split between Pakistan and India, Pakistan getting the western part of the area and officially making it the province of Punjab, and India getting the eastern part of the area and officially making it the state of Punjab. This, however, was not an ideal solution as many Sikhs and Hindus lived in the west and many Muslims lived in the east, causing intercommunal violence. Two cities that were at the center of the problem were Amritsar and Lahore. The British were unsure of whether to make them part of India or Pakistan. Although the cities were officially given to Pakistan, a lack of order and regulation for the border of the countries saw Amritsar becoming a part of India and Lahore becoming a part of Pakistan.
Jammu and Kashmir. From the year 1349 till 1820, Jammu and Kashmir had been ruled by Muslim rulers, whether they were Mughals or Afghan Duranis. In 1820, the Sikhs of Punjab annexed the state, and after buying it from the British in 1846, became the official rulers. Jammu and Kashmir was then under Dogra rule, and was so until 1947. The first Dogra king of Kashmir was Gulab Singh. The Muslim-majority state was being oppressed by the Sikh ruler, and they felt threatened by his disregard for Muslims. The Kashmiri people faced this oppression for over 100 years, till the rule of Gulab Singh's grandson, Hari Singh. In 1947, when each of the 625 princely states was given a choice as to which country to accede to, Hari Singh was pressured by the Muslim-majority state to accede to Pakistan, whereas the Indian government pressured him to accede to India. However, Hari Singh was prepared to do neither and wanted to remain independent from both countries. Then, Pakistani tribals from Dir entered Kashmir with the hopes of liberating it from Dogra rule. The state troops were unable to withstand such an attack, and Hari Singh was forced to sign the instrument of accession document, essentially acceding to India for the price of protection from the Dir tribal groups. In December of 1947, the first war between the two new nations was over Kashmir, and there would be two more, in 1965 and 1999. Effect on the West. Two significant economic benefits were evident for Britain in their colonization of India. One was the goods and services Britain received, and the other was a large standing Indian army that served Britain at no cost. Britain, however, is often criticized for leaving India in a poor situation and prone to poverty. They extorted high taxes from the people of India, knowing that the Indian civilians could not afford to pay them. They also destabilized cropping patterns by turning the cropping industry commercial. India's army was oversized and unnecessary, serving a huge debt for the country. The money returned through capital investment was not invested in the development of the Indian economy, but was reimbursed to London. The mishandling of the Indian economy ensured that Britain had the upper hand in terms of economic power. During World War II, Britain had mobilized India's resources for the imperial war effort. They rejected Gandhi and the National Congress Party's Quit India movement in 1942, but tried to gain support from the Congress by appointing a new self-governing India, in the hopes that India would still remain a part of their imperial defense system. This hope was soon crushed as the war-weary Britain realized that they could find themselves in yet another war if British India was not divided into two independent countries, India and Pakistan. The loss of India and their imperial rule meant the loss of the jewel in their crown. The dismissal marked the decline of the British Empire. Reasons for partition. Partition is a controversial topic which many believe could have been avoided. However, taking into consideration the situation, the environment, the hostilities, and the inevitability of civil war, partition was a necessary result. Many opponents of partition argue that the cruelty of partition led to the loss of countless people and the loss of homes of numerous others. It is also said that Lord Mountbatten carried out the partition with too much haste, leading to more deaths than were expected. The independence of the two nations was actually declared prior to the partition, so it was up to the governments of both nations to protect minorities looking to move to the other country. Needless to say, both countries failed, and many lives were lost. However, the stronger argument comes from proponents of partition who state that Mountbatten's only course of action left was to partition India. Law and order had already broken down several times before, with much bloodshed on both sides. Civil war was imminent in India, and after World War II, Britain did not have sufficient resources to deal with another war. In addition, the Muslim League greatly pressured Mountbatten to divide India, and after Jinnah's call for direct action, in which many lives were lost, it was clear that Mountbatten's only choice was to partition India. Even though many lives were lost during the process of partition, in the circumstances of the time, Mountbatten made the best and only choice that prevented an enormous civil war, resentment on both sides, and a massive loss of life. In totality, the partition of India was a very controversial affair and will be etched in the minds of those who faced it forever.